Yo, yo, yo.
Yo.
Layup Lounge members, welcome to Layup Lounge Off-Season Episode 1. We are officially in the off-season. It is NBA Draft today. We are recapping that, as well as the finals, as well as all the trades that are happening. There's a lot of NBA news going on. The off-season is very active, very early. We saw that at the end of the season, the day of the championship, the days after the championship. Things are going down right now. The NBA season is not really over, but it's kicked off right now. So we're here to dissect everything. My name is Wayne. I'm here with
Roman.
And you are in the Layup Lounge. Thank you for doing your due diligence. Please continue to show love, like and subscribe. We're in it for the long haul. New things coming soon.
Yes, sir.
Stay tuned. Comment something you like or comment something you don't like. We're talking about it all in the Layup Lounge. I want to dive straight in, though. Roman, what do you think about the championship? Kind of run me through it. I know everyone's already kind of given their full analysis of it. Don't want to kick a dead horse here, but talk about Tyrese, talk about the Pacers, talk about the Thunder championship. What you got?
I mean, man, first of all, I'm glad that we actually waited a few days for this to kind of, a few days to digest what we watched, because my immediate thoughts after the game was, let's just go back to the injury, right? Let's go back to the injury, or even before. Tyrese is cooking. And, everybody was saying it. We've been saying it ourselves. It's like when you see him that aggressive to start a game, he's bound to cook. We seen him start like that last series with the Knicks, and he had a 30-point triple-double, right? So that's very well what it was looking like this game. He starts out 3 for 4 from 3. Obi Toppin then kicks it out to him on a following play, and then you see that pop in his calf, and he immediately goes down, slams on the ground, and sad scene, man. He was crying. It might have been the saddest injury I've ever seen in real time. I mean, I wasn't there watching when I saw the Kevin Ware situation where he broke his leg. I'm sure that was sad, but me just, in real time, that was the saddest thing I seen. You saw the championship slip away when that happened. Obviously, I was still rooting for the Pacers at that point. Maybe they could rally behind their guys after that, but it was never the same. But you gotta, tip your cap to him. He knew the risk going into it, but he went out there for the city, for the organization, for the fans, for his guys. He put it all on the line, and that's all you can respect. But yeah, it was just sad. Like the vibes around that game right after that killed my mood for sure. And even after the championship happened, like I went to work, and all I could see, all that I had in my head was him slamming the ground as soon as that happened, because you saw the dream slip away right there. He talked about how much he worked for this. He was talking about it after game 6 or after game 5 when, the reports that he was hurt. He was like, if I can walk, I can play. I worked my whole life for this. And you could just see that dream die with his Achilles on the ground. But credit to the Pacers, they tried, they fought hard, and, you got to give credit to OKC. They did what they're supposed to do. But I genuinely believe Tyrese doesn't go down. It's for sure a battle, and, I think they win that game for sure. The OKC Thunder looked spooked when he was hitting those threes. So, that's my take on it. Obviously, days have gone by, but it was just really sad. And, now they're out for, we're going to talk about the futures of these teams in a little bit. But my initial reaction to that game was, damn, we were robbed of a generational game. That could have been a battle. And, we were cheated out of that. So, what were your thoughts on the game? What happened there? I mean, that was with Tyrese. We could go ahead and talk about Miles Turner's stinker again.
We don't want to talk about any of that. It's a Disney ring.
Really?
This is a fake ring. Disney ring, bubble ring. This is worse than the bubble ring, in my opinion.
Really?
It's a fake ring, bro. You want to talk about playing at a high level of basketball, you know what I'm saying? Their best player goes down game 7. Just throw this whole ring away, bro. Throw this whole ring away. Don't even count it. I don't believe in any of this Thunder hype, bro. It's the only championship they're ever going to win for the next 20 years, probably. SGA peaked already. This was his peak. I mean, is he going to get any better than this? No. They're probably going to ref him more aggressive next year as well. So all that foul betting madness is out the window. So, yeah, enjoy it while it lasts. It's bubble ring, Disney ring. Yeah, Alex Caruso got 2 fake rings if you look at it that way, but the Lakers ring is more validated than this one. This is a fake ring. They didn't play anybody, you know what I'm saying? That they played a bunch of depleted teams, bunch of mid-level teams, and they just caught everybody at the right time. This is a bubble ring. This is a Disney championship.
He was 8 for 27. Not to cut you off. He was 8 for 27 in that last game.
Who?
SGA.
Oh, yeah. See? We do it. Yes. Disney ring, though. Bubble season. Not buying in. That's all I got to say, though. Everybody else is, we already know what time it is. But yes, I don't, this is a fake ring. Don't count it.
So
didn't pay attention to the celebration at all. Didn't watch no championship reels. I didn't like nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with none of it. So
didn't it feel,
y'all can keep it, bro.
It felt very weird after the game, too. For one, SGA is a good dude. He's a great basketball player. I love him as a player. I don't know. Something was corny about him grabbing the gold shoes right after the game. I don't know if you peeped that. But as soon as they won, someone threw him his Converse, his shoes are coming out, but it was just gold, for the championship. It was very, I don't want to discredit the OKC Thunder all the way through. They won the championship. They did what they're supposed to do. If this was the opposite, if something happened to SGA, I would have expected the Pacers to take advantage of that. But at the same time, it just didn't sit right with me just because of the injury. Especially because I would have respected it way more. I feel like if Hallie did get hurt, if they had a battle and they ended up coming out top, I'll be like, okay, I respect that. But as soon as he went down, it felt like the game was over.
Disney ring.
No,
Disney. They should have ran it back, bro. They should be like that. Run these games back.
I mean, man, it's just
give the Pacers Brunson or somebody. Give the Pacers.
It's not. I mean, injuries are part of the game, man. I mean, it is a part of the game.
But come on, bro. Biggest game of your life. Biggest game in the game 7 of the championship.
I just don't like how
that's corny, bro.
The same people are
fix the script.
Like, no, same people that are like, oh, why did Hallie play? Are the same ones that would have criticized him if he didn't. He has no regrets.
That's what I'm saying. You got to play in that game,
and I don't think he should have regrets because we were saying it all along. When are they going to get back here? They were having a phenomenal run. Luck is part of that run. We're just going to say it. I mean, the ball drops in the back of the rim, goes in for the Knicks. Luck is involved. And we were praising the Indiana Pacers medical staff, about how they kept their guys healthy.
Okay, I'll ask you this. Not to interrupt.
Okay, no.
What player would you not want to play in that situation? What player is like, give me, like, is a prime LeBron James, is he's maxing it out if his Achilles is sore like that? Or like, who are you saying, okay, don't go out there? Like Curry? I think game 7 of a championship with a championship on the line, no matter who you are, bro, like, yes, you're going to go, you have to. Like, even if I'm a bench dude, if I'm the 7th man off the bench, game 7 championship on the line, I'm like, bump it, bro. Like, my Achilles falls off, it fall off.
Kawhi Leonard's not playing in that game 7. He's not playing in game 6.
That's a good one. Yeah, he would not.
Kawhi Leonard's not playing.
Bro, imagine he scores like 42 in game 6, and they said, yes, he forced a game 7, and then he announced he's not playing in game 7.
We talked about it already. He went to work in that Phoenix game. We didn't see nothing, and then he was like, no, I'm done.
Done.
You gotta, that's in the first round, so it's like whatever, right? I still don't think if it was a final situation, he don't play. We saw Kevin Durant.
Phoenix went to the championship?
No, I think they lost to Dallas later in that. Later in that, right. Yeah.
That's the series.
Yeah, but at the same time, you got to respect players like Kawhi because, with that Spurs situation, they thought he was faking. He went to he went to Toronto and they won that championship. It's because he was resting up. You can't win in that situation. I also understand it, Halliburton from this perspective. He played game 6. He made it out there. He was a shell of himself in game 6. And I think it's almost like he knew he had to go all out in game 7. And it kind of, backfired on him. But there shouldn't be no regrets. Anybody's going out there. Maybe LeBron, who's the best player that wouldn't go out? It has to be Kawhi. I don't think Kawhi would have played in that game 7. It depends what LeBron is at. In like LeBron today, I don't think he goes out there. LeBron in his prime for sure. I don't think Bron today.
I think
42. He's 41 years old. You tear your Achilles. That's life. That affects your life now. That don't even. That's not just
okay. But think about it though. 5 championship LeBron. Game 7 of the NBA Finals.
He definitely wouldn't have nothing. He don't got nothing to prove. Why would he want to go out there and risk his Achilles? He's already cemented. You're telling me LeBron today would have went out there?
If I win this championship, I retire. Why would I not
He's
max
retiring,
it out?
bro. No,
Why would I not max it out right? You know what I'm saying? Like you said, when am I going to get back to this exact point? LeBron, yeah, he could have a partially torn ACL.
But he's on the Lakers. I got Luka. I got a front office who's willing to build around me at any, a snap at any moment.
He'd be out there.
Tyrese Halliburton, I play for the Pacers. Pacers is not a free agency place. We haven't been here in 25 years. I'm trying to do it for the city. I'm trying to cement myself. He's also trying to cement himself as the Pacer GOAT, which is, we didn't even talk about that. I think he is the Pacer GOAT. And it's bigger than who. He went out there and risked his Achilles. He knew the risk of what he was doing. He knew what situation he was in. He said it in his little message that he had after surgery. He was like, I was trying to do it for he apologized. What does he have to apologize for? He went out there and put everything on the line. I think he's a Pacer for life. He's got to be, right? I don't think and that's what I'm saying. You're talking about players that would, it's more than just hoop in that situation. It's more than protecting your own legacy. He did that. He didn't do that for himself. He did, but he did that for them because he knew. Why do you think he was slamming the ground after he went down? That wasn't because he was hurt, in pain, physical. Of course it physically hurt, but that wasn't why he was immediately crying. He knew what it was up with the team. He knew he was the engine. He knew he was the spark. He was cooking. And so he knew that championship, it slipped away just like that. Not to say he didn't believe in his brothers, but, let's be real about the situation. He knows how important he is to that team. And as soon as he went down, he knew it was over. So I don't think and he knows how much he means to Indiana. He loves Indiana. Indiana loves him. So I don't think KD didn't go out there. And I hate to bring up KD again, right? But I don't think KD went out there for his team. He went out there for himself.
Which team?
Golden State. When he went back in there before he snapped his Achilles, I don't think he went out there for the team. I think he went out there for himself because he hears the noise.
Well, that was already clear because him and Draymond had already beefed.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't go out there to help the team. He went out there to cement himself.
For sure. They'd already beefed. So he was already deciding in his head, I'm up out of here. Because that's what he said in the exit or like on ESPN. He was like, yeah, that interaction already kind of sealed in my mind. Like,
right. So
I'm gone.
He selfishly went out there. And I think Tyrese selflessly went out there because I mean, he knew what it would have came with if he was to win this championship, but I think it was more about him helping the team more than trying to help himself because he knew how hobbled he was. But he laid it out for him because if he did it for himself, if he cared about himself, he knew how hurt he was. I don't think he's a smart guy. I don't think he would have risked it. And he knew. He said it. He was like, if this was any other round or whatever, he would have been out. This is game 7, trying to put on for the city, trying to put on for my guys. I got to go out there. And you were like, oh, anybody would have did it? No, that's not true. I don't think anybody would have went out there. And Bron is
game 7 of the championship. You're so not, bro. Game 7 of the championship. I don't think anyone is sitting that game out.
Bron's sitting.
That's crazy.
Especially if he's in a Laker uniform. Maybe for Cleveland. Situational. Cleveland.
Of the shit. NBA Finals.
Absolutely.
The finals.
Absolutely.
Bron is sitting out of the NBA Finals game 7.
Yes.
Hell no.
If his Achilles is on the line. But you're talking about today.
Yes.
Like I said, he's 40.
He'd go out there and decoy. I promise you.
Tyrese is young enough to heal from this.
Bron, okay. Bron, though, he'd be like, if my thing pop, I'm done. He'd go out there and decoy, though. He'd play.
But nobody wants to go out like that.
I guarantee you he'd play, though.
He don't want to go out like that. Nobody wants to see him go out like that. Like,
Bron
I didn't want to see Tyrese go out like that, and I know he's coming back in like a year and a half.
But I'm saying, game 7, NBA Finals, that's the game, bro. You're playing.
No, I don't think Steph comes for that. I don't think he comes back for that. I think KD on any other team, in any other circumstance, I don't think KD today's doing that, obviously, but he's not doing that. Giannis is not doing it. He kind of did it with the knee.
What are we? Giannis is for sure doing.
He's not doing. Not Achilles. You don't play with that. He played on a bum knee, whatever. Like he hyperextended his knee. Your knee is different than your Achilles, bro. You can play on a bad knee. You need your Achilles connected to your foot. That's your base, bro. You need your Achilles. You don't need your knee as much.
I'm just saying from a mental standpoint. I'm not even talking about the injury itself. I'm just like mentality wise. I'm the best player on this team. I've led us to the playoffs. I led us through the playoffs. It's now game 7.
Well,
of
Bron
the
won't be in that
championship.
situation anymore. We don't got to worry about
Okay, I'm just talking about hypothetical though.
Okay.
Nobody is sitting out of that game, especially if I'm the guy.
Nobody's sitting out the game?
Even if I'm not the guy, I'm trying to play.
Are you saying that because we saw Tyrese Halliburton come back from it? So it's like, okay, if Tyrese came back from this, or he.
No, I'm just saying it's not profound for somebody to push it. You know what I'm saying?
Because you got to think about it, though. It's like first championship in history of the franchise. The Lakers got what, 20? LeBron got 4 chips. He's the all-time leading scorer. What does he have to come back for? Steph Curry, the greatest shooter of all time points and threes, whatever the case may be. He's already cemented as the Golden State Warrior GOAT. What does he need to come back for? Kevin Durant, two-time NBA champion,
So they're just going to leave
one-time
their guys out to
MVP.
dry? They're just going to lead their guys out there to dry?
So that's what it is now?
No, that's what Tyrese did, isn't it? Because he got hurt.
You're saying he would have left his guys out to dry if he didn't come back?
That's what I'm saying. If he decided not to suit up, he would have left his guys out to
You
dry.
also got to think about who's on the roster. Think about who's on the Pacer roster right now. Think about who's on the roster. Who would have?
It almost would have been better if he didn't play. Because, I mean, if he played and got hurt.
You can't say that. Because he had to. No, because he had to.
But I'm saying, if the end result was him getting hurt, he shouldn't have never even, you know what I'm saying? If we knew, okay, you can't say you knew he's getting hurt, but I'm saying he never should have played because it gave us hope. He's starting to hoop. He was 3 for 4 from 3, like you said. We're like, oh, Tyrese is on tonight.
He came back for game 6. I think that was the difference. He came back for game 6. So if I already played game 6, it's like, hell yeah, I'm playing game 7. Like, you're not even thinking about that. That probably wasn't even like a discussion after game 6.
They were gonna sit him down though, weren't they? I swear
they were gonna no, not for game 7. They were gonna sit him down for 6. They weren't gonna sit him down for 7.
Okay.
So you survived 6. You're like, I gotta get through one more game. He probably wasn't even thinking about Achilles tear. Maybe.
And that's what I'm saying. That's the mentality for everybody. It's gonna be, I have to get through one more game.
You gotta think, but I'm saying,
Any superstar is doing that.
Tyrese Halliburton,
Any role player is doing that.
and this is not troll. This is not I'll tell you. I really believe he would have been the most crucial player, a part of an NBA championship of all time. They would have won that. They're not on nothing without him. They're not on nothing. I know we joke around about the 14 points that you might have here and there, but it's more, we talked about it. You have to really watch to really see the impact. You can't stat watch. You can't box score watch. You can't box score watch for a player like him. But they wasn't in a game. There wasn't. He didn't take them to a game 7.
Okay, but he took them. He got them to
absolutely.
The finals.
Oh, absolutely.
So that would have been, in my opinion, that would have been if he.
It would have been. It would have been.
He did everything.
No, it would have been. But Tyrese actually had the opportunity to win the chip. We knew they weren't going to win. We knew they wasn't going to win. That was one of those things. Like we knew. Especially after game 1.
Yeah,
especially after game 1, it was over.
He broke his hand, didn't he?
Yeah,
fractured his hand.
He didn't say nothing until but yeah,
in LeBron fashion until after they got eliminated.
Because he socked the whiteboard or something after the game. Rightfully so. But with Tyrese, it's like he was everything to them. Maybe like Jokic. You know what I'm saying? Jokic is on that as well. Like he's that guy for them. They're not on nothing without him. But with LeBron, you talk about the Lakers, they still got Luka. He's probably the only player ever that can probably match his production on the court if he was to go out. Steph Curry goes out. In those championship runs, I still got KD. I still got Clay. I still got Draymond. They're good. They are good. OKC.
There's no point in arguing this because we don't know.
We don't know.
Mentality-wise,
you're right.
Superstars are going to want to play. I'm not just going to sit on the sideline for game 7.
All I'm saying is 40-year-old LeBron, you brought up Bron. 40-year-old LeBron is not going out there for that game 7.
Okay, but I'm saying, I don't know. We don't even.
We don't. We haven't had a game 7 since 2016.
But I'm saying any game 7
Not any game.
Championship on
Not
the
any
line.
game. Okay, championship on the line. Not any game 7 though. Game seven in the first round. None of these dudes are playing.
None of these, but I'm saying game 7 championship on the line. A lot of dudes are gonna start weighing options, bro.
Okay, so
Especially if I'm the engine and what? We're just gonna go out there and die? Like we
respect it.
Die?
I respect it. Like I said, he said
They
no
gotta go
regrets.
play.
I get it from his perspective, but you got to take the whole situation into account. The first championship is on the line. I'm capping off one of the greatest clutch playoff runs of all time.
Which championship it is matters. It's a ring. We know how.
But
even
I'm saying
if it's 40-year-old Braun.
No, it
it's
matters.
a ring.
It matters, bro. It does
whether
matter.
It's your first or your
It does
sixth.
matter.
It
matters. No, it matters because he's cemented, bro. I'm trying to go get my no. The first ring doesn't mean as much. You're telling me the first ring means as much as if LeBron, LeBron's 5th ring means as much as Tyrese's first ring with the Pacers? No, hell no. I can't. No. What?
Yes.
That Pacer ring would have stumped at least that that Pacer ring would have stumped LeBron's first ring. For sure. For sure.
How?
Hallie's first ring would have been more impactful than LeBron's first ring if he was to win it. Obviously, hypothetical.
No, it would have been a great
We
run.
don't know.
No, it would have been a great
That would have been a way better run. I think way better. Way better. That would have been better than LeBron's first ring. I can't even say the second one because, Ray Allen, they came back from 3-2 in that fashion. I can't say that one. But the one ring you can pick off LeBron is the first one. Your lockout year, young OKC team. Meanwhile, Halliburton, all the clutch points. I take him to a game 7 against what? There were 68 in 12 or something crazy like that. This is one of the greatest. We got to forget. We can't forget. This is one of the greatest teams of all time. Technically, this is one of the greatest. This OKC team was one of the greatest teams of all time. 68 wins, and we still wasn't really respecting it. And that's all that to say. You got to give credit to OKC regardless. But man, the what ifs that were playing in my mind after seeing that injury, and then especially after they lost, because TJ McConnell, he was trying to carry him. And he was hooping. He did all he could, all the guys. The only thing I questioned, Rick Carlisle, where was Pascal in the third quarter? He sat him for hella long. He should have played the whole game after the Halliburton injury. And I told you before that game, he's going to stick to his rotations. Did I not say that? And he did that. Rick stuck to his rotations no matter what. You should have broke it as soon as Halliburton got hurt. Miles Turner, should he be a Pacer next year?
Who knows?
That's a no. Ben Mathurin, give him the keys. Nembhard. The Pacers are still going to be a fun team. Any last thoughts, closing thoughts on the NBA Finals? There was a comment on YouTube saying, where's the OKC? Where's the content after OKC won? We're not giving OKC props, bro. Fuck OKC.
Literally.
Honestly, I'm not bleeping that out either. They need to know that. But I rock with SGA, though. I do rock with SGA. I said he was the Thunder GOAT last year. I rock with him. I don't rock with the team. Any closing thoughts before we get to the real offseason stuff, man? That's it.
Yep.
Man. Moving on to something that happened that day, actually. Kevin Durant gets traded to the Houston Rockets for Dillon Brooks, Jalen Green, the 10th pick of today's draft. Maybe some other stuff. But what was your reaction when you saw Kevin Durant become a Houston Rocket?
It's just another jersey for him to wear. I mean, it's good. It's a good fit for the Rockets. They needed a guy. That was our one critique of them this whole season and playoffs is they need one guy that could just go score. They need an engine, and they got their engine now. So we'll see how they look. They're going to be a good team. They got Steven Adams coming back, KD, Sengun.
Fred just re-signed for
Freddie.
2 years, $50 million.
Thompson. Who else we got out there?
Tari. Jabari.
We got a good mix of vets, bigs, guards, you know what I'm saying? Champions. It's going to be a good little thing going on in Houston. I think they'll be a top 4 seed for sure. Top 3 or 4 seed, somewhere in there.
Are they serious contenders? It's very early. Obviously, we're gonna have more shows when free agency starts in 2 weeks or so. We'll be talking about it more, but very, very early on, should they be considered contenders just based off that move?
I think so. I think they need. I gotta look at the bench one more time. I think we need some more glue guys, some more 3-and-D pieces, some more role players.
Well, we got Reece Shepard probably going to step into a role because he had nothing.
True.
Cam Whitmore is confusing. Who knows if he gets an opportunity or if he's a trade piece or something else.
He's for sure a trade piece.
I was surprised he wasn't thrown into that Phoenix Suns deal.
He's for sure a trade piece. We can go get, I don't know, so a role player. So somebody who knows, has a defined role, who's willing to, because he wants to be the guy, bro, and he deserves to be the guy. I think he's talented enough. He deserves to be a bench guy. Yeah, he can.
He deserves. Wow. Okay. No,
I think he's talented enough. He don't deserve to be getting no minutes. That's what I'm saying. He deserves to be getting tick. He could get Ben Mathurin minutes. That's the kind of minutes he should get right now.
Yeah,
those are the kind of impactful minutes he can get.
That's fair. That's fair.
He don't need to just be 0 minutes.
Yeah, the KD thing for me though, like you said, it's another jersey. I don't think they win a championship at all. I mean, what is he? He's about to turn 37.
Yeah.
Championship window is 2 years. Injury prone guy. It doesn't move me at all. I thought the Spurs would have moved me. This doesn't move me though. He's gonna be walking around with 0 at the end of the day. I want you to. Oh, go ahead.
I high key wish they would have kept Dylan Brooks. I think he would have been a good piece.
Who would you have replaced him in that trade?
Whitmore?
He's not. They're not worth the same.
Okay, but I don't know. We need every champion. We need another guy with some loose screws. You know what I'm saying? We need. Bro. Like him or hate him, bro. Dylan Brooks just brings something. You know, he brings the nasty to the team. You need your villain. You need.
No, absolutely.
And I think they got Tari. They got Thompson. They got they got some dogs, but. Man, I don't know. Dylan Brooks was the guy.
Would you have given up Dylan Brooks or would you give up Reed Shepard and Cam Whitmore?
Okay, I'll keep Reed because I know Reed's going to be
okay. But Reed,
Cam, no, bro, is
okay. But would you do Dylan Brooks or those two? Because that probably was the conversation. I need these two guys, or you got to give me Dylan Brooks.
Okay, Dylan Brooks there's no way he's worth both of them.
I mean, money wise too. You got to make the money work too.
Yeah.
Okay, but it would have to be 2 more players. It's either Dylan Brooks or it's going to be Cam Whitmore and Atari. You're not doing that, are you? You got Cam Whitmore and a Jabari Smith. You're not doing that.
Okay, but what did they give up? The pick and Dylan? That's it, right? And Jalen Green.
And we're not talking about Jalen Green.
Okay, because he's by default. Y'all could take Jalen Green. Y'all could take.
Okay, so how do you feel about him? No. How do you feel about him? How did you feel about him on the Rockets? How do you feel about him on the Suns right now?
I mean, the same way everybody feels, bro. He's just never taken off like he should. I mean, I didn't think his game was going to translate like foolproof to the NBA. Like he's had his moments for sure. He's gone on hot stretches. He's had 30-point per game months.
He had a 38-point game in that Warriors series.
One. But no, it's inconsistency. It's I don't know. Yeah, inconsistency.
What do you expect from him in Phoenix?
If he even suits up for them.
You think it sounds like they want to keep him.
They got to trade some. I mean, Beal, no one wants him.
You have to get, and I tell you every episode, they got to call him names. They got to speak about him publicly. Like you have to say he sucks in. I don't know, bro.
Demand him to take 20 shots a game next season. Demand 20 shots.
Like you're getting pulled if you don't.
Yes. You're getting pulled if you don't take 20 shots a game. That's 5 shots a quarter, bro. That's all we need out of you.
And speaking of Phoenix, they acquired Mark Williams.
That's a good pickup.
From the Hornets. They gave up 2 firsts for him though, including the African dude from Duke. What is it? Miley Watch, I think is his name.
The African dude from Duke is good enough.
Okay, yeah. Well, so they picked up the African. the Suns also got the African dude from Duke too. So they got both of them.
They drafted him.
Yeah, it was the Houston because the 10th pick. The trade is not official yet, so technically it's the Rockets, but that's going to Phoenix. So they picked up Mark Williams and they picked up Miley Watch, African dude from Duke.
What sense does that make?
And that's what I'm saying, because we still got Bol. We got Nick Richards, who we traded for. We got Plumlee. Or Plumlee's probably going to walk now. But
I was going to say that they're trying to address that because we don't need to talk about Nick Richards or Plumlee.
We just acquired Nick Richards in the trade last year from Charlotte, right?
Because we needed him. We need bodies.
I mean, do you like the center rotation right now for Phoenix?
No, I mean, we got younger. Mark Williams is solid.
His knees are not.
We'll see what you know what I'm saying? He's cool for now. African dude from Duke. They got two. Okay, so yeah, Mark Williams went to Duke, and so did this dude. So that's crazy.
Yeah. No, there's a connection there. I mean,
they do the same thing though.
Yeah.
They quite literally do the same exact thing. Like,
no, for sure.
so one of them's gonna get traded after 7 long years in Portland. Going from a guy getting no minutes to a role guy to a starter to the face of the team. Anthony Simons was just traded to Drew Holiday to the Boston Celtics for a trade package that included him in 2 seconds in exchange for Drew. Roman, I just need to get your instant reaction as a diehard Trailblazers fan. What happened, bro? Is this a good trade? You guys got Drew Holiday again? You traded Damian Lillard for Drew Holiday. And then you traded Anthony Simons for Drew Holiday.
We traded our top 2 guards for the same player 2 different times. My initial reaction to the trade was like, what the hell are we doing? I wasn't, value-wise, it wasn't that bad. Drew's on a fat contract. He was also on the decline last year from what it looked like. And we gave up two seconds. And initially, I thought we got the 2 seconds. I was like, okay, that's not a bad trade. But I was like, we gave up the value? I mean, Boston, are they taking a risk by taking Anthony Simons? Absolutely, because he is on an expiring contract going into this season. But you're the Boston Celtics. You could probably re-sign him. You know what I'm saying? There's also opportunity for him to thrive now that JT is out. 20 points a game went out. Anthony Simons comes in. He can easily give you 20 a game. On the Blazers side, though, it's starting to make sense. And we're going to talk about the draft pick that they had. Everything's starting to make sense. For one, the team is for sale. I don't know if we're trying to boost the value of the team right now. And what does boosting the value mean? Or how do you do that? Trying to go for the playoffs. I think this is a move going all in on defense. Drew Holiday is one of the greatest defensive guards of all time. I've always been in arguments with, Dave. I've been in arguments with him talking about he's not a Hall of Famer. But now he's a Blazer legend. He might be. He might be now. He put on a Blazer.
Instant change.
No, he might be a Hall of Famer because he's talking about if Dame's in the Hall of Fame, Drew, which is, I feel like that's a bad comparison. Dame's way better than Drew, but he got the career, so I'm going to respect it. And he has a Blazer uniform now. So he's a Hall of Famer. But anyways, immediate impact, I think this helps us. Long term, this is terrible, though, because we're either stuck with his money or we got to buy him out, some. But I don't think he's on this team for the rest of his contract, and that's an issue. We saw the report that he's pissed. I think that's a little exaggerated, but he's probably also not pleased for getting sent to Portland. It seemed like we traded for him more than trying to get off Anthony. Seems like we're primed for at least a play-in push. We'll see what happens going into the playoffs, but for the immediate, it's not bad. The one thing I am upset about, though, the Scoot Henderson development. He played well last year, but going into this year, I wanted him to start. If we were going to get off Anthony, that should have meant having Scoot get the keys, and it seems like now that he's behind Hall of Fame guard, NBA champion, all defensive team, Drew Holiday. And one more thing before I get your reaction off it. I will say that I'd rather have Scoot Henderson play behind Drew Holiday than Anthony Simons. He's been through the trenches. He's been through the playoffs. He's won multiple championships. And they're kind of the same player archetype. I feel like Scoot, I won't say his ceiling is Drew Holiday, but I feel like a very good version of Scoot is another Drew Holiday. And that's not a bad player.
That's a great take.
So I hated it at first. I'm starting to like it now. I'm okay with it because I do want to play a winning hoop again. What was your reaction, though?
Kind of same as you. It doesn't really make sense to me. I thought we were going to get a haul for Anthony. You heard me say we. I thought we were going to get a haul for Anthony. I thought we were going to bring, maybe Giannis or somebody great to our, Portland.
I was expecting the best. I was just trolling. You said we. Nah, you trolling. Because first of all,
I was expecting something great.
You said he was Jordan Clarkson.
Okay, we sprinkle in Anthony and some firsts, maybe Aiden. We get Giannis. I was just trying to, hey, maybe we get Anthony for KD. I was thinking of different pathways to get some real players up to the Pacific Northwest.
Okay.
We ended up with Drew Holiday.
Okay.
And not just Drew Holiday, an upset Drew Holiday. So I think it all just kind of depends on what his temperature is. I remember the first time he got traded here, didn't he threaten to retire?
He didn't threaten to retire, but that's crazy.
I swear he threatened to retire, bro. Or
He might have, but also he did give credit to Joe Cronin because he was like, my agent and Joe Cronin worked very well together. They got me here. I'm forever thankful for that. He spoke well on our organization. So Joe Cronin was like, bet, you want to trade him? He likes us. He said it to the public. Now he can't shit on us now in public because he already said we was a nice organization 2 years ago. So what is he going to say now? That's why the whole him being pissed off, it don't really make sense to me. The check clears anywhere.
They sent him to win a championship and then they redeemed him back.
You can't be mad at that. You won your chip. You got your bread. Celtics paid you.
Yeah.
Come change the culture in Portland.
Go all in on defense. How you guys looking next year? You got Drew,
Kamara. Thibault picked up his option.
Oh, yeah.
Klingen.
Oh, yeah.
Scoot's not a bad defender.
Yeah.
We got Robert. Right now, Robert Williams is a good defender.
Drew, Tumani, and whatever center rotation is enough.
Klingen.
That's what I'm saying. That's scary business already.
Very, very early prediction, and it's probably going to change after free agency. What is this Portland Trailblazers team looking like in the landscape of the Western Conference?
I think you guys are going to surprise some people. I got to look at the full West again and see full rosters, really do a deep dive. I'm not going to say anything crazy.
I mean, mind you, Memphis made the playoffs, and I think they got worse trading off Bane.
That's what I'm saying. You guys are going to make things interesting, bro. I think 7, 8, 9.
I think we can. I think we're playing this year. I think actually no troll. I think because I was trolling last year. I didn't think we made a late push to try. But I think this year we're going for it. Obviously, we're trying to sell the team. And we drafted, I don't know, Yang Hassan, I think his name is.
Chinaman?
Chinese Jokic. Yang Hansen is what it looks like. It's probably, I don't know if that's really how you, I don't know. But
I love it.
You do?
I love it. I know you said second round prediction, but... Bro, look at the landscape of this draft. I couldn't name nobody outside of the top 5. I don't really care about anybody else out of the top 5. Take the project. Why not? Like you said, we trying to sell the team too. Maybe he does turn into Jokic. Maybe
lightly just casually say, maybe he's Jokic.
Maybe he's Jokic. Maybe we get some Chinese fans tuning into our game.
And I think that is no. Hey. Legit, that was one of the things I saw after. It's like, especially if we got like a Chinese owner, maybe we know like that's fans.
We know everything's a little bit monetary.
We're trying to get the value. Like I just said, like Drew Holiday, we're trying to be a winning team. We're also trying to, boost the fandom. I think this is definitely
it's a great move to
bigger than basketball.
For sure. Every time there's what I'm saying, maybe he is a good talent, whatever, he's the clutch. At the same time, though, it's monetary for sure, I think. I mean, we're not getting that many big name players up to the Pacific Northwest.
No.
Why not bring in a foreign fan base? That's guaranteed. Because we know Chinese fans, they're going to buy jerseys.
I'm going to buy a jersey.
Guarantee you his jersey. He's going to have one of the hottest jerseys if he's any good. I promise you he is.
I predicted it. I'm going to predict it now. Again, we'll have more episodes. He's going to be a fan favorite at Summer League. And I'm going to let you know the vibes when I come back from there. But he's going to be, I can just see it. I
hope he hoops.
He's going to be a fan favorite in Summer League. He going to hoop. I think he's going to hoop. I'm going to show you some highlights after this.
He played,
it looks solid.
The fact that did he play Olympics? Or like
I don't know. The Chinese did they make the Olympics
or FIBA?
It was the CBA, the Chinese basketball. He was playing in the China league. He looked cool.
So I'm saying if you've played like I don't know,
16th pick was like we could have got assets to I think like trade back
and still got him.
Like we could have picked up more assets. Like we had the 11th pick. And we traded that for like 2 firsts and 2 seconds or whatever to draft back to 16.
And that just tells you how weak the draft, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like they're like, we don't really, our guy's not here. They could have traded back again, but they're like, why not just get our guy? Let's just get him right now. But this is the one guy we really wanted.
From the bleachers.
Literally.
From the nosebleeds.
This is the one guy that checked all the boxes in our draft, our scouting.
But look, he wore the LeBron suit, the all white. His agent's Rich Paul. We're bound for greatness.
That's what I'm saying. I like it. I like the pick.
I'm copping the jersey for sure. I'm not even a jersey guy. I'm copping that jersey.
I hope he wears like 73 or something.
I'm copping. I'm the jersey backwards when I step into the Thomas and Mack Arena. Well, your GOAT, Ace Bailey, man. Talk about him. He gets picked. You know, his agent was trying to put the word out there that he did not want to go to the Hornets or the Utah Jazz. Danny Ainge says, fuck all that. You're coming here for 7 years at least. We're gonna build something here. And he was visibly shaken up, if that's the right word for it, when he was up there. I mean, what?
No,
you respect it?
I guess. I mean, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, in my opinion. He didn't do any draft interviews, right?
No.
Zero draft interviews.
I think at least 0 draft workouts. He might have went there with 0. He might have went there with 0.
Like, he for sure has the talent, and I think that's what they drafted for. It's such a weak draft, like we talked about. I'm going to just draft the best talented player, even if he don't want to come here, you know what I'm saying? Because once you get him in the facility, if he's a true competitor, if he, you know what I'm saying, if he's as advertised, once you put the jersey and shoes on and we roll the ball out, it don't matter where I'm at, you know what I'm saying? I should turn up just because I'm a baller, I'm a player. If it really matters that much where you're hooping, then yeah, I'm sorry. You're sorry. And that's what Paul George said too. He's like, you ain't done nothing to make all these demands.
I think it's just Utah. I think it's more about the city than the team itself, because I think the team is perfectly set up for him to be the guy. But Utah, probably not the greatest NBA city. He said he hadn't even been there. Like, he's never been there before. So, I don't know. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see, because he did not look like he wanted to go there. I think the Spurs have won this draft easily. They got Dylan Harper. I think this makes De'Aaron Fox expendable as well. Mm-hmm. I won't be surprised if De'Aaron Fox is traded this summer. Like, go get somebody else. They can still go get Giannis, potentially. We're open for business. We can still go get him.
What's the package like?
Fox, Harrison Barnes.
Okay, they're gonna want Castle.
Picks. I'll throw Castle in that. It's Giannis. I just got Dylan Harper. Oh, Dylan Harper, Victor. If I'm throwing a pack, we keep on talking Giannis trade. I'll throw in. I said you can have 2 of these 3 guards out of that 3 guard rotation. But I don't know. Honestly, I think one of those guards got to go though.
Oh, 100%. We do not start the season with all 3 of them on the roster.
They might, but I think like for them to push a championship, one of them got to. You don't think they run this going into the season?
What's the point? You know what I'm saying? Like, if we know going forward, we could have our championship window is right now. Almost, you know what I'm saying? Like, why even play with it? Let's get the team we want this season in the building to start the season. So whether that's Fox here, whether that's Castle here, whether that's Harper, I think Harper's safe. I think it's either Castle or Fox that gets shipped.
Or you think, okay, my only thing with Harper, you saying him being safe, we don't know what he really looks like in an NBA game. So if they trade him before they start the season, it's like, we don't know what that looks like. We know what these guys look like, but we don't know what that looks like.
That's true.
That's my only thing. But if they're really high on him, I mean, the fact that it didn't seem like they were actively shopping that pick says a lot.
That's what and for timeline's sake too. I guess Castle too. He fits the timeline.
He fits with Victor.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, I want to keep the young dudes, but Castle has good value because he won the Rookie of the Year. So I mean, they're obviously going to want Castle.
Yeah.
I don't know. Bless you. I don't know though. I think they don't start the season with all 3 of them on the roster.
If you had to pick one of those guards at least to be off the team, who would it be?
Fox.
That's crazy. I agree. He might not be on this roster.
And it's not because he's bad.
No,
I just think
absolutely not.
For a fit standpoint, you know what I'm saying? Like, Castle, he's a 6'7" point guard? 6'6"? He's a 6'5" point guard?
Like 6'5", yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, But he can play the 2, the 3. Let's just put him at the point. Let him do what he do. Like, let's literally let him facilitate the game right now.
Yeah.
Because if we're playing him out of position, if Fox is out there, he's going to run the 3, I mean, which he can do, but it's just better if the lineup's looking better if he's running the 1 right now. And bring Harper off the bench or let Harper learn this year. I want Harper getting minutes, but I think that's the best bet. Yeah. That's for the timeline. And then we trade Fox, and we're not bringing in a scrub. Like, we're bringing in some banger. Like, somebody. We get, it's going to be some heat. So
no, I agree with you. Are they? I don't want to go in transition to the Dallas Mavericks because they picked up Cooper Flag. Are they better than who's better right now, currently constructed, the Spurs or the Mavericks?
The Mavericks, for sure. The Mavericks, when healthy, 100% healthy, the Mavericks by far. I think the Mavericks, when healthy, the Mavericks probably have the best starting 5 in the league. When healthy. Kyrie, Clay, Coop, AD, Lively. Like, I don't know if
Gafford and PJ coming off the bench.
I don't know if it gets much scarier. Even as like that 7 rotation right there, it doesn't get much scarier.
They might get, there's reports that D'Angelo Russell might be coming.
Saw that.
Dennis Schroeder maybe.
That's scary, bro. Like, even with Kyrie out, you plug in either one of those guys and they can just run.
D'Lo's good in the regular season. He can run the 1 in the regular season. Then you can just bench him when the playoffs show up, or trade him at the deadline when Kyrie comes back.
But that starting 5 is vicious, bro. I think, yeah.
What's your expectations for Cooper Flag? I feel like there's championship aspirations going into this next season.
Why not? I think his entire life he's had championship aspirations everywhere he's been. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it should change now that he's in a win now situation. You're supposed to be the second coming of whatever. You're supposed to be the guy. We've expected you to win everywhere you go. I think there is a championship expectation when he walks in the door because he is going alongside Hall of Famers who are trying to win. I mean, their expectation this year is championship. So I think his should be as well. So I think they're going to have a high standard for him, and I think he's going to match that. I mean, I don't think he's the kind of dude. He doesn't have the personality where he's going to fold. I think he's going to rise to the occasion. Which is scary. You know what I'm saying? That's scary for the rest of the league. I think he's going to rise to the occasion.
Him and AD on this, bro, and Kyrie Irving. That's scary. How did the Dallas Mavericks get the first pick? Derek Queen. I was like, we better not, bro. I'm not talking ever again if they pick up Derek Queen.
Who drafted him?
The Pelicans, bro. Him and Zion.
That's a good pick. Okay.
Him and Zion.
Because think about it.
That's a nasty gumbo duo right there.
Okay, no, that's a big body duo. But think about it. Zion wants to go inside. He likes to play outside.
Zion wants to eat. Literally.
He's a Pelican? That's disgusting.
No, it's nasty. They traded up to get him. The Hawks had that pick. They traded up to get him.
Pick and pop.
With Derek Queen. Oh, we didn't even talk about that trade. The mid for mid. CJ McCollum. Kelly Olynyk in a second to Washington for Jordan Poole, Sadiq Bey in the 40th pick. How are we feeling about that?
I love it for the Pels.
I actually, people were shitting on the Pels like this was terrible for both teams. I think the Pelicans clearly won that trade because if we could turn CJ McCollum to almost like a younger version of him, why not?
And my vision is something wasn't right in Washington. Maybe Poole finds you know what I'm saying? Maybe he recaptures some. Hold on. I know it's never going to be the same. We're never going to witness the pool parties we once used to attend. We were so accustomed to, but maybe he recaptures some of that spark that he had once before. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we get the Jordan Poole that we used to think could follow up the Steph Curry act in Golden State. Because that's what we originally thought him as. So maybe he recaptures some of that.
I thought of him more as the Clay replacement, but I mean, different game, but it's like, yeah, I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Sadiq Bey, spot up shooter, 3-and-D guy.
Solid pickup.
Solid pickup. I love the move if I'm the Pels. You know what I'm saying? Like, things where I didn't know what to expect. We get Jordan Poole out of CJ McCollum. I'm happy with that. I'm extremely happy with that. I think Jordan Poole is going to come in, play with a chip on his shoulder, fresh scenery, kind of finally. I'm past all the ridiculousness. I got punched several years back. I'm out of Washington now. Like, he's really going to lock in this year.
I think I like it for both teams, actually. Now I'm just thinking about only because I see what Washington's trying to do. They're a bunch of expiring deals. CJ's on expiring. Chris Middleton's unexpiring. Marcus Smart is unexpired. Like, on top of that, there's vets that can, get the young guys going. They're going to suck. I think the Pelicans are going to be a good league pass team, though. Like, let's see what Jordan Poole's doing today on a random Tuesday. Like, I'm tapped in for that. DeJounte Murray's injured. So, and I forgot about it. He tore his Achilles too, but Jordan Poole is going to have the ball in his hands. We'll see what that's like with Herb Jones. I'm interested to see the direction of this franchise in terms of what they do with Trey Murphy. Are they going to extend him? Are they going to try to trade him? I heard him in Pacers, rumblings. I'd like that. If we could turn Obi Toppin, and honestly, I'd throw Neesmith in that. If we could turn those two into Trey Murphy going into 2027, they're back at what they just were. Another thing, the Orlando Magic. I think they're primed to be this year's Pacers. I think they need to make one more move for a point guard. There's rumblings that Anthony Simons may be on the move again. If they could somehow go get him, apparently off the bench. He's not starting over Suggs.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not, he says.
That's all defense.
But we got enough defense on the court to hide him. We need offense. Defense ain't the issue. We need offense. We need offense.
Okay, we need
We signed KCP and said make every three, and when he didn't, they had to ship him out because it's like they expected one dude to do it all.
Okay, so when we play a lead killer guard, who's guarding him? Bane
Suggs.
Okay, no, but I'm saying when we start, who's guarding him? Bane or Anthony?
But look, Anthony, he don't need to close the game. No one's asking him to do that.
That's what I'm saying. That's why we need Suggs though, because without that, we have no one else that can guard any guards. Peasy can't do it. Franz can't do it. Wendell for sure can't do it. Bane can't do it.
You're right.
We need Suggs out there.
It's the Tyrese Halliburton injury, the biggest basketball what if that we've seen. At least
it's up there. I just don't think his name carries.
I think after this playoffs, it definitely does. The impact that we saw him have on the floor, his importance for the team, the game winners, the things like that. We saw how important he was. I think that he stamped his name. His name is stamped now. I think this could be a conversation now because I don't want to hear the overrated stuff no more. He's stamped.
But like, what about Kawhi's injury against the Super Warriors? Zaza, that's like a major what if.
But we was in a game 7 and he was cooking. That was game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, the semi-Western Conference Finals. That's what I'm saying. Like, that was game 1. We're talking about game 7.
We had it by 20 though.
Right, but that was game 7. I'm killing right now. OKC look visibly shook out there.
3 shots in the first quarter though.
Yeah.
No, I heard you.
But you see it, but and it's him. He wasn't one of those dudes starting out scoring. He's a feel out, let me pass it to a couple people before I get my stuff off. He went out the gate scoring. You knew the mentality going into it. We saw the vibes. We knew what was happening. That's why I'm like, people are talking about he could have scored 40. He could have scored 50. We will never know. And that's a big what if, and at least the greatest what if in Indiana history for sure. I mean,
Oh, for sure.
I don't know. Other than Malice, is this bigger what if than Malice in the Palace? Because they were talking about that was a championship team. This got to be game 7.
Game 7.
Achilles falls off.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
For sure, game 7.
Well, the NBA season is over. We are now transitioning into the off season. We will be here. We'll talk about free agency when that comes. We got more hoop content on the way. The LLs is rolling. We got big things planned. We're not going to spill everything out right now, but season 3, shout out to all the day 1 listeners. Shout out to all the new listeners. It's been a journey this season. I can't believe it's over. LLs, man. Bronny James, rotational player next year.
Ready for it.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Let's do it, y'all.
Let's do it.